So I guess you can add the CBC to the line of leftists that are furious at Elon Musk. Here's a headline: CBC labeled as government-funded media by Twitter. Now, of course, they are government-funded media, obviously. Here, 2021-2022 annual report. The CBC reported government funding of $1.24 billion. Yeah, and I would say that without that funding, they're not going to exist a second longer because they're worthless. The CBC is now worthless. Let's take a look at the front page of their website today. Let's see. They've got a glowing story here on Julie Black performing the national anthem at the 2023 NBA All-Star Game and changing the lyrics of O Canada. Yes, from home in native land to home on native land. See what she did there? Yeah, in case you'd gone 20 seconds without hearing the CBC tell you that Canada's an awful place, well, there you go. How about this? To preserve my health, I had to learn to truly do nothing. It's harder than it sounds. I can't help but suspect that if the person responsible for this piece had actually just done nothing, that probably would have been an improvement. How about this one here? Quote, "At this moment, I am absolutely gobsmacked by Greta Thunberg." David Suzuki on who inspires him. That surprises me a bit. I would have thought that with all of his air travel, it would have been the Wright brothers. So anyway, I think we've established that the CBC is worthless. And it is obviously government-funded media. The CBC, and I guess we'll just put this tactfully, it's deeply sympathetic to the Liberal Party of Canada and its leader, Mr. Hair and Teeth. So Trudeau doesn't need to tell the CBC what to say. The CBC already knows. Does it feel left-wing? Good. Go with that. Because when the Conservative Party is finally elected in Canada, the CBC is not going to parrot their talking points. They're going to be opposed to them. They're going to attack them. They're going to keep being what they are, which is a left-wing activist organization. Oh, with no shame, by the way. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about that whole Putin was behind the freedom convoy thing. Oh, or this, why the word freedom is such a useful rallying cry for protesters. The word has become common among far-right groups. Experts say,
"You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means."
Oh, yes, experts. But in any case, the CBC is certainly government-funded media. Let's see, what does the CBC say about it? They said, Twitter's own policy defines government-funded media as cases where the government, quote, may have varying degrees of government involvement over editorial content, which is clearly not the case with CBC Radio Canada. Would anybody doubt for a second, with all the corruption that we've seen from the Trudeau government, that we are not seeing collaboration between the CBC and the Liberal Party? I mean, if you saw evidence of this, would you be in the slightest bit surprised? But none of this matters because the CBC is a liberal activist organization. So there doesn't even have to be any handshakes. There doesn't have to be any backroom deals. The media elite in Canada favors the Liberal Party, period. The CBC favors the Liberal Party. They are going to give favorable coverage to Justin Trudeau because they like him and they agree with him. They're going to give negative coverage to Pierre Poilievre or any other conservative leader. They are going to attack him as they're doing now because they don't like him. They don't like his policies. It's obvious. They don't care that it's obvious because they think they're better than you and because they're in a cult. And as such, should receive no funds from the government. The government should not be funding an organization to be biased. And when the Conservatives do finally get back in again, they should defund it entirely. Because all the CBC is going to do anyway is just attack them and try to influence and mislead the public instead of informing them. Anyway, please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.